If you look at some of the others reporting, you might see that. But we've had a very strong volume component, but our pricing still was fairly decent also for the year. So we think going forward for next year, we probably will see our growth being half pricing, half volume, and that's how it should be.
Will margin gains in 2018 be weighed in the first half or the second half?
Margin gains will be more towards the second half. We will significantly spend behind these new initiatives over the first half, which will mean more brand spend, and phasing of the year would probably be skewed towards the second half. But what you've seen in 2017 once more is a very high quality of earnings growth. Gross margins up 40 basis points, underlying operating margin up 110 basis points, which again results in a record cash flow of 5.4 billion. That's a new record for the company and significantly ahead of our own estimates even.
It's nearly a year since you promised the increased profit for shareholders. How close are you to reaching the €6 billion savings?
Well, since my tenure 10 years ago when it started, every year we have increased our top line growth and we have increased our bottom line. So it's every year that we are actually giving increased profit to our shareholders. Nothing has changed there. What you see here is a very strong 110 basis points increase in operating profit to a 17.5% margin, and that really reflects the continuous work we've done to make this a better company and our portfolio transformations. Just in the last 2 years alone, we've done about 20 acquisitions, and these acquisitions are in the future growth areas, and that is increasingly starting to obviously be reflected in our numbers.
Do you see any more acquisitions for this year?
We continue to look. In fact, yesterday we announced a new ice cream acquisition in Romania that you might have seen. But we're very happy with acquisitions like Carver or like Sundial, which has the wonderful brand Shea Moisture, 7th generation. These are acquisitions that appeal to millennials and are in the healthy, natural segment for the future. And we will continue to look at some of these opportunities.
Are there any segments that you think Unilever is not represented well enough?
Well, we need to continue to work, because what we now see more than at any time in the history that I've been in consumer goods is the enormous pace of change, not only driven by technology or other factors, but above all consumers, where you see the millennials going very rapidly towards natural, organic, bio. So we will continue to accelerate our changes there.
When do you think we'll have a decision on the dual headquarters?
Well, the dual headquarters, what we will say is, obviously, as we have said, we want to simplify it into one. But our headquarters structure under our new organizational structure is going to be fairly small, and the decisions have to be taken in the coming weeks.
So the first quarter this year?
Well, we don't announce the timing because we are really carefully studying it. It's not really that big a change. What is important is where we put the headquarters of our divisions. We now are running the company with 3 divisions, our home care division, our personal care division, and our food and refreshment division, and that is really what is driving our businesses.
So we can expect some guidance on it first half of this year?
Yeah, we will continue to communicate with the market.
Central bankers from the Fed to the ECB are hoping for a pickup in inflation. You are on the front lines of this consumer brand worldwide operation. What do you see in the next 12 months in terms of inflation?
Well, on an overall macro level, we see the global economy picking up a little bit. It was very clear also in the mood of Davos that 0.2%, 0.3%. It's the first time really that both the IMF, the OECD, the World Bank come in with figures that are more positive. Stronger growth in Europe, it's a very pleasant thing. Stronger growth in the US. The tax cuts that were recently announced will lift in the near term some of the global economies, and that's a positive thing. And then Asia is starting to pick up. So those are the good regions for us, and we think what we would see also in our own business, an acceleration of our growth rates.